we're very focused on, and I am very passionate about, is just making sure that we've got that readiness. I think the collaboration that you've seen across many industries, and particularly the healthcare industry, will really set us up well for this as we go forward, because it does take a collaboration between those people who are doing some of the discovery work, between the companies which will commercialize these products, and then companies like ourselves who have the capabilities and the expertise to manufacture them. But we've got to keep working at this as we go forward. It's very hard when you're not in this situation, when you're not in a pandemic, to think about one, but we need to just make sure that we continue to push this work. I know that many of the countries are making sure that they've got their own kind of local manufacturing and technical capabilities online. We're working very closely with the governments across the world to be in a position to support that as we go forward. But it's not just about us. It's not just about having manufacturing assets. It's also about working, with the people who are doing the discovery work as well. The innovative companies, the universities. This network really needs to be pushed into place so that we can react much more quickly if this does happen again.
Do you think that we're going to see a rethink of the global supply chains that are present in the pharmaceutical industry? In the early days of this pandemic, there was a lot of concern that we could see drug shortages in the United States and in Europe. And just to put a couple of stats out there, China is the world's largest supplier of active pharmaceutical ingredients. India imports about 70% of those APIs from China, and then India supplies nearly half, according to some estimates, of the generic drugs into the U.S. market. So a supply chain that's hugely dependent on a variety of countries. Do you think that's going to change?
I think there might be a slightly more local focus as we move forward, maybe just a little bit of a lengthening of some of those supply chains. But I think that the whole of the sector has worked really well to make sure that those medicines are continuing to flow to the people and the patients that need them. It's a very collaborative industry, and we've worked really, really hard to make sure that there is never a delay or a pause in the products that we're making to make sure that they can get out there. These are powerful medicines. There are people out there who are suffering in this pandemic situation, but there are also patients out there who are constantly expecting the medicines that they had before and after this pandemic that they'll be available. Very much been the focus here at Fujifilm Diosynth Biotechnologies. We've worked really, really hard to keep going, to make sure that we're producing those critical medicines, both at a commercial level, but also to continue with the clinical trials that are ongoing. I've talked to many of my colleagues across the industry, and you can really feel that passion for making sure that those medicines continue to flow to the people that need them.